Hello everyone! So for today's video, I'm going to be trying out some of Hapakristin's contact lenses. So for full disclosure, they did send me these lenses. I believe they've sent me 5 styles of lenses to try on. I have worked with their brand before for a sponsored review, but again, in this video, I'll try to be as honest as I can with regards to this style. But yeah, moving on to the lenses themselves, I have 3 monthly lenses and then 2 daily lenses, which contain 10 pieces, which means I have 5 pairs for this entire box. So yeah, I'm excited to try them on and see how they would look like on my very dark natural eyes. So just let me remove these and I'll show you. So this is what my natural eyes look like. My eye grade is so high that I really can't see what I look like on screen right now, but I do know that my eyes are very dark, almost like a dark chocolate brown, borderline black. So yeah, although I prefer styles that are more natural, I do want them to have a little bit of color in them just so they'd be able to spice up my looks and whatnot. So yeah, I'm excited to try them on. Actually, all of the monthly lenses that they've sent were from their secretive Kristin collection. This is what the box of that collection looks like. Yeah, let's try on the first pair. Okay, so now I'm wearing this secretive Kristin in the color gray. So I hope that you guys can see. Most of the color concentration is down here, where it has this light gray color on the downside, but it doesn't have it on the upper part, which to me means that it isn't a symmetrical design. And also it has a fairly dark limbal ring, which gives my eyes that very dark dolly effect. But I do think that the name is very fitting because from afar, I don't think you'd be able to tell that I'm wearing contact lenses. The color gray for this style too isn't the typical bluish gray. Some of you guys, if you've watched my other videos, you know that with contact lenses, there are 2 different types of gray. Popular kind of gray is the bluish gray, where it has a bluish tinge to it, whereas this one I think is a monochromatic gray. How do I describe it? Kind of like a charcoal gray. The secretive style of it having only the color concentrated on one side does give the eyes dimension. Do note that every time you blink, your contact lenses may shift. So I think that's the only downside for these types of contact lenses, is that you can't really assure that they'll be equally at the same place at the same time, which some may find weird, some may find, you know, just okay, it doesn't really bother some. Anyway, I have the same style in a different shade, which is olive, so let's try that on. Okay, so this is secretive Kristin in the shade olive. So I can't really say anything about the style because it's the same style as the last one, just in a different shade. You know, it adds dimension. It has a pretty dark and thick limbal ring, so again, it makes your eyes look very dolly. But for the color itself, it's a nice grayish green. It's not the cosplay kind of green where it looks unnatural, like almost very ripped reptile-ish. This one is very nice, a very mossy, muted moss kind of color. The same thing's happening where the side where the color is concentrated is in different directions, where this one is obviously pointing to this way and this one is pointing this way. You're gonna have to like move them and shift them down if you want them to point to the right direction, but of course you can't do that out in public. Anyway, let's move on to the last color, which is Secretive Kristin Brown. So I fixed it a bit because they're not on equal sides, but I love this color. I love this contacts. I can ignore the fact that sometimes they're not on equal sides because I think this style in this color is really perfect. It's the perfect natural contact lenses because again, it just adds dimension and almost looks like your eyes are glowing. And when worn, the brown kind of looks orangish, but when worn, it's a different story. And I don't know if it's just me, but I think that they make my eyes look bigger as well, which is sometimes helpful for when I want to go for that soft, you know, just very demure look. I would have loved trying on the Secretive Kristin in beige, but at the time of them sending the contacts to me, they sold out. And I think this is the popular color of the Secretive Kristin style. And in terms of comfort, as usual, I know that
Hapakristin
is one of the most comfy contact lens brands out there, especially of all the contact brands that are based in Korea. Their contacts feel very thin, but they're not floppy when you put them on, which is a very nice thing. So yeah, that's all of the Secretive Kristin lenses. Now let's move on to the daily lenses, which are the See-Through Kristin and the OMG Kristin. So this is See-Through Kristin in the shade Ash Brown. So it's a daily type of lens, which means after maybe 4 to 6 hours of using it, you should dispose it and not use it again. That's very dangerous for your eyes. Again, it's very thin, very comfortable on the eyes. But as for the color and the design, as you can see here, it has a limbal ring as well, so it helps the eyes look a little bit more natural, a little bit more dolly. And I think the asymmetry of it helps it look a little bit more natural to the eyes. This color is definitely more noticeable than the Secretive Kristin one, but it isn't the scary, very bright kind of ash brown. It's actually a little bit more grayish, at least in my eyes. Now on to the last color, which is OMG Kristin in gray. Okay guys, so this is the last color. This is OMG Kristin in gray. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was definitely not this. Out of the box, when unworn, it didn't look like it would be this visible once you wear it. I think it would just add a tiny bit of color. I actually thought it would be less visible than the Secretive Kristin ones. It has a nice limbo ring and it fades. It's kind of like a gradient where the color is more muted and becomes a little bit lighter and a little more concentrated in color. It has a pretty nice style where it doesn't have a very distinct limbo ring, but rather it goes from a dark color out of the ring and becomes lighter and lighter once it reaches the center, and it also leaves enough space around the pupil where it doesn't look intimidating, you know, the intimidating kind of contacts. But out of all of the lenses that I've tried today, I think this one is definitely the most visible and the most noticeable when I'm leaning back away from the camera. The design is nice, the color is nice, the gradient from dark blue to light blue is also very good in my opinion. Okay, so that's all of the lenses from Hapakristin. I don't know how many times I'll say this, but OMG Kristin, the daily style is definitely my favorite. And then see-through Kristin. For the secretive ones, they're also very good. I just personally don't like how they're designed in such a way that it will shift every time you blink, but I suppose that's just how contacts are. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys more about these lenses. So again, they're sent by Hapakristin. The previous sponsored video that I did for them, the contact lenses came from hapakristin.com, but these ones came from the website that caters more to Southeast Asian countries, which is hapakristin.sg. Hapakristin, the main website, hapakristin.com, caters more to Western countries like USA, Canada, and whatnot. Whereas if you order them from the SG website, you may get them cheaper, it will get shipped to you quicker, and all for the same quality. So yeah, I do have a code which is aegis10, which gives you a 10% off discount. It's applicable whether you buy from the main website or the SG website. But yeah, overall, it has been very nice trying on these contact lenses. I understand why Secretive Kristin gets sold out because it is a very nice style, but I think it's just a matter of preference, and my preference are these types of contact lenses. Somewhat visible, but in a more muted color. Would I recommend that you get these lenses? Absolutely. If you have sensitive eyes, or if you're someone that needs to wear contact lenses every day, or if you're just someone who doesn't want the hassle of carrying, you know, heavy glasses. They're fairly affordable, especially if you buy from the SG website, and also they have different types of design. The ones that I got right now are the more natural ones, I believe, because as far as I know, I've tried on other contact lenses from them that appear better and look brighter on dark brown Asian eyes. So yeah, again, for my Filipino subscribers, my Malaysian, Indonesian, Singaporean subscribers, you should buy from this website of Hapakristin, and make sure to use my code aegis10 if you want a 10% discount on your entire order. That has been it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you like me, make sure to follow me on all of my social medias. And if you want to keep seeing content like this, then consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!